Get me pictures of Spider-Man! So the Daily Bugle, the largest Spider-Man set I think that's available, and Marvel's first dive into sort of almost the modular system. They started with this one, and then we went on to the Sanctum Sanctorum, Avengers Tower, and X-Mansion from last year. Now this one is quite a cool one, and it's quite a tall building. And I've also heard a lot of people say it looks nice within their modular building range, because LEGO doesn't really do that many skyscrapers for it, and this one kind of fits the bill there. So with Spider-Man, he always has to take pictures for J. Jonah Jameson, which was just a little bit for the intro there, and then you get a lot of cool characters with this one as well. So it comes with 24 minifigures, which is quite a lot. And a few of those minifigures I don't think we're probably ever going to see in LEGO form again, but it would be nice to get them in smaller ones. But if not, Daily Bugle's there to cover that one. So this one is LEGO set number 76178. Comes with 3,772 pieces and retails for 6,199 Rand in South Africa and 349.99 euro and 349.99 dollar. So this one is a big box to maneuver, but inside it's got quite a few cool Easter eggs all around. But let's just start building. This might take a while to get done, and then we'll take a look inside and discover what's there to find. So the Daily Bugle really is massive. As you can see, I can only fit the first floor and a half in on this shot here, but just moving up, it's really cool how they use those railing pieces to create the sides of the building. And then there's sort of like the explosion where Green Goblin comes out. And it's just got some cool other Easter eggs and fun bits all around till you get to the very top of the sign. And then a radio tower as well. But I think let's take this one layer for layer, and then we'll look at all the cool stuff inside. So at the front of the building, you've got the Daily Bugle sign as well. That is a sticker. Then you've got this funky newsstand on the side. And these newspapers are all printed pieces, which is really cool. Bringing this one a bit closer, you can see on the inside there, it's got a few sort of like postcards and extra bits and bobs that it sells. And also one there for Fisk, which will be really cool if they can make a minifigure of him. Then on the other side, you've got a stand for Sandman to prop him on. That looks like he's coming out of the ground and using his sand to tool up and break up the pavement there. And then leading into the Bugle, it's got that checkerboard pattern. So on the left-hand side here, you can see it's got connector pins. That's if you want to attach it to either your modulars or any of the other Marvel buildings. Then it's also got the rat hiding in the corner there with the boxes. And this one can actually remove out. And then there's a giant hole on the side of your Bugle there. So around the back, you've got two dumpsters here and the air conditioning unit. And then also the spider web, which cleverly hides one of Peter Parker's backpacks. And then on the door itself, it's got Eddie was here for Eddie Brock from Venom, and then also a Green Goblin sort of like spray paint print. And then just a few extra crates and things on this side, and then you can see there's more connector holes. So one of the cool features of the front is there's actually a sliding door. So that can just slide the one side and then to the other side to close. So this is the only section of the building that doesn't have a front part that you can take off. But just taking a look inside, you can see on the TV there, it's got a newscast about Morbius. So he actually came in a set either the same year or year after. On the one side, you've got some newspapers and the cool vending machine. Then you've also got security booth. And in the far back corner, you've got the lift there with some cool printing. And then on this side, you've got a few newspapers that each have a unique print on them. So the next level up is the bullpen. It's got quite a few desks around that center console bit there for all the news reporters to work from. And they've all got PCs and keyboards and necessary things for writing for the Daily Bugle. It's also got quite a few cool of those printed newspaper pieces. Then on this side, you've got sort of like a coffee stand where they can grab. Up on the back wall, you've also got some newspapers. There's that lift again. And at the far back, you've got one of the most important places in any office, the water cooler area. And then with each of these sections, you've got this wall piece. They'll actually clip into place once you place it back onto the Bugle. But just for this one, it's got the cool Jumbotron with the stickers on it, just with some interesting Easter eggs. So you've got Scarlet Spider, Professor Miles Warren, Kurt Connors, who's the lizard, and then earlier today, breaking villains promise to stop being bad guys. I don't think you can trust them. And then just for this side, you've got Osborn for mayor. Then for the third floor, you've got Peter Parker's office, and also sort of like this hallway area where it's got his camera with a spider and the webbing there. Also a backdoor exit so he can make his escape as Spider-Man. And then also this cool photocopier machine. This lid can actually lift up. And it's just got one of those glass window pieces there. And then one of the coolest things, if you know the meme, with Spider-Man sitting at his desk with a photo of himself in the background. And then for the front of that section, you've got this cool, almost like action shot captured here. So it's Green Goblin bursting through with his glider. Or each of the pieces like flying off to the side. So they are on these ball joints, just so that you can position them how you like. And then the glider is on one of these clear pieces that I haven't seen in quite a while, but it's really cool to see being used here. And then for the last section, you've got J. Jonah Jameson's office, which is over on this side here. He's got all of these awards that he's won over the years. Also some newspapers on his desks. And Peter Parker is fired as up on his screen. Shame. So Spider-Man lost his job in this set. And then you've just got the desk for his receptionist with a missed call there from Eddie Brock. Also, it's really cool how they made the sign here for the Daily Bugle, just with some of the radio transmit towers, and then for Starfire, there's sort of like one of those explosion blast pieces that you put together, all of them basically to create like this cool extension of her using her powers. Then here on the side, if you do want to count him, also as a character, we've got Spider Buggy, and at the back you've got a sticker here for Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, his podcast show there. The rest of the other pieces don't really have something going on, except maybe for like an air conditioning unit. And then also just lastly, you've got these fire escape pieces going up the side of the building, and they start from the second floor. Then for a side build, we've got this cool little taxi. Now with these ones, I always wish that they would have used the parts and pieces rather in the set itself. But as far as taxis go, this one is actually really cool, with sort of that sticker detailing for minifigure hailing a taxi. And, you know, as far as it goes, I think this is better than the New York taxi iconic set that they have made. But not bad, and it's got wheels so you can drive it along. Moving to the minifigures, and there is also quite a lot of them in the set. You've got one of the main editors there in Robbie Robertson, then Ron Barney, he's one of the main writers for the Daily Bugle, Amber Grant, who's a bit more of a freelancer, and on the far side, Bernie the cab driver. So the taxi is for him. And then 3 other characters also come with dual-sided face printing. For the next round, you've got Ben Urich, he's one of the main reporters, and he's always on top of the big stories. You've got Aunt May there with a tray of cookies. And then for the secret identities of Ghost Spider and Spider-Man, we've got Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker. And each of these characters come with dual-sided face printing. And you can't have the Daily Bugle without the man himself, J. Jonah Jameson, and his assistant, Betty Brand. And they both come with dual-sided face printing, and the cool one here is J. Jonah Jameson's mouth is webbed up there from talking too much rubbish about our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So this set comes with 4 Spider-Man characters, or Spider-Verse characters, if you want. You've got Ghost Spider here, or Spider-Gwen, depending on which area you're from and you want to call her. Then you've got Miles Morales Spider-Man, who's got that cool hood piece on. And then you've also got your regular Spider-Man, who's got the arm printing. This one's been around for a bit now. And then also Spider-Pig, Peter Parker. And these characters all have really cool printing on the back, especially Spider Pig there, which has a spider-looking pig. Then here we've got Mysterio with that very cool, like glittery feel ball piece for his head. You've got a Green Goblin who's fully printed, which is really nice. And then also Firestar. Now she's a mutant. I don't 100% know. I'm going to be honest, before the set I didn't even know this character existed. But it is a very cool looking character nonetheless. So Firestar and Green Goblin come with dual-sided face printing, and Mysterio just has a regular grey minifigure head. Then we have Doc Ock and Sandman, so both of them come with a really cool printed torso. Doc Ock's arms also use that minifigure action stand that they introduced with the DC series, and I think this is the only time they've used that to create his arms, but it does create for a very cool effect. And it's nice to see them doing something different with it. And then also Sandman has that very cool base piece for his legs, which looks like sand twisting and crystallizing up towards his body. And only Doc Ock has a dual-sided face print here. Then you've got your two symbiote characters here in Carnage and Venom. So Venom has the open mouth design, and they also have all of their sort of like tendrily bits and pieces attached by that neck piece they introduced with the Chitauri for the Avengers. And then we have 4 characters appearing here for the first time. So these are some of Spider-Man's sometimes villains, sometimes allies, depending on the day. But they look really cool. And I think this is also a reason that a lot of people wanted to get this set for. So first we've got Blade the Vampire Hunter. We've got Daredevil, Punisher with a really cool print there for his shirt. And then also Black Cat. Then only Punisher and Black Cat have dual-sided face printing. You can also see there Blade has 2 of those katana pieces from Ninjago as his accessories. Daredevil just has those little stick pieces, and then Punisher comes with 2 cool gun attachments, and then Black Cat comes with a crystal or jewelry piece, and then also a whip. So, the Daily Bugle. It's a tall set. It takes quite a while to assemble, but man, this is a great set. I think this is probably the best Spider-Man set that you're ever going to get. It's got a lot of cool figures like Blade, Punisher, Black Cat, Daredevil, figures I never thought you would see in Lego form. And then you've got a lot of Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery as well, which is really great to get. A few exceptions here and there, but you've got the absolute necessary ones. And then going on the inside and around the sides, you've got all the cool like Spider-Man Easter eggs and references. It's just very cool to see on a set. So the reason I particularly wanted to grab this set is that I started playing the Spider-Man video game and really enjoyed it, and then realized, but I did need to get this set for it as well. So this video is made in 2025, and as such, this set is actually retiring at the end of the year. So if you do want to grab it, you kind of have to go out and get it now. And then also just a special shout out to my nephew, because he is a super big Spider-Man fan, and hopefully he'll enjoy watching this video. But that does it for today's video. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the reviews, and comment below what's your favorite Spider-Man set. And then we'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.